For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to use 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it. Welcome back to the Bossman Show with John Beckler here on the Bossman Radio Network. About to be joined by a Hall of Fame wrestling announcer, been in the business for many years, WWE Hall of Famer, a guy I've been a fan of for many years of my life, watching the wrestling, the one and only Mr. Jim Ross on the Bossman Show. Jim, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. You know, I knew another guy named the Bossman once upon a time. And so now you're the second big boss man I met.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm not like the big. I don't have a nice stick, Mr. Ross. I don't have a nice stick, but I love wearing all black though. So we have some similarities.
All right, there you go.
Hey, I got started, y'all. We have a big firestorm, something wrong with the unfortunate comments of Hulk Hogan, and for being around as much as you have you ever seen this out of Mr. Hogan and he has this type of views? And are you just shocked to see that these comments came out about when it comes to his daughter? Were you just shocked to hear that Hulk actually said things like this?
Well, yeah, I'm very shocked to hear, and I'll be full disclosure here. Hogan and I are not, have never been personally close. We've had a healthy business relationship, and that's it. I've never hung around him much. I've never socialized with him. So the 2 points to that are, one, I'm not going to tell you anything that's not the truth. I'm not going to try to protect him because he's my buddy or anything like that. But I will tell you that in all the years that I have been around him, I've never known him to have any issues regarding racism. I know that he's been challenging to deal with on occasion, but, you know, heck, a lot of big stars can become challenging to deal with, no matter what form of entertainment they're in. But as far as the race thing is concerned, I've never known him to have any of those issues. And when I managed the talent roster at WWE, we had of African American talents in the locker room, and if there had been any issues, we would have all known about it, because they would have had no issues speaking up, or they would have had no issues coming to me privately and saying, "Hey, I got a problem." So that's kind of where I stand on it. I totally disagree with what he says. I'm embarrassed and it just gives us that grim reminder one more time, another day, another illustration that the country we live in still has racial issues, and it's a damn shame. But it also taps us on the shoulder and lets us all know that each and every one of us, no matter our skin color, we got work to do. And that's kind of where I stand on that deal. So I don't condone what he said in any context whatsoever. But as far as professionally and my dealings with him, I never knew of him having any issues with people of color or them with him. So that's kind of where I stand on that issue, boss man.
Well, that's unbelievably well said, Mr. Ross, and I think that we can all, take that to heart and learn a little bit of something from what you just said. It is extremely well put. Now, to take it one step further with Hogan, his life, his career, do you see him have a chance here to rehabilitate his image a little bit, or is this kind of going to be like the final lasting image that people have as, one of their heroes, Hulk Hogan from the wrestling world? Is this going to kind of tarnish him for the rest of his career?
Well, it's going to be a part of his life now. How big a part of his life it's going to be largely up to him and how he positions himself to the public. He's recently finally gotten off Twitter, thank God, and you're not going to rehabilitate your image on Twitter in 140 characters at a time. It don't work that way. But I think he will do all he can to rehabilitate his image because, let's face it, this is where he's a personality. He's a show business person. He's an entertainer. That's what he does for a living. He's a spokesman, that type of thing. So if he plans on making a living in the line of work that he's chosen for the last 30 plus years, then he's going to have to rehabilitate his image and get someone to have confidence in him that he made a mistake and he's a changed man and he's not going to make those mistakes again. But I don't know what choice he's got. I don't think he's going to ride off silently into the night and we're never going to hear Hulk Hogan again. I don't see that happening. But I don't know his game plan for the future, except I would believe firmly that he will attempt to rehabilitate his image and attempt to get back in the public eye in some shape, form, or fashion.
Now, do you feel it will be with maybe another promotion or just separately from the wrestling altogether, just trying to be Hulk Hogan, the character or the brand, or trying to do it via a promotion like a Global Force or Ring of Honor or TNA if he wants to go out again?
I don't see him going to any other wrestling organization because, number one, none of the ones you mentioned can afford him. He's not going to give his talents away. He's too prideful, and I just to get on somebody's TV show for a small payday, not going to happen. But I do think that he'll be looking at other avenues. Who knows? I don't know, but I would think more in the reality show vein than anything else. Dog the Bounty Hunter went through a similar issue once upon a time. Got him kicked off of A&E or History Channel, one of the two, and now he is back on CMT. So I'm not saying that Hogan can't resurrect himself to find himself a network that wants a reality show that people might well watch. So but the wrestling side, I don't see him going back and doing anything in the wrestling business. He's physically. I don't know that he can pass a physical after all his back problems, but there's a lot of other things in the entertainment world that he can do if he can find somebody that's willing to do business with him.
And I must be honest with you, Mr. Ross, I'm an Attitude Era baby, okay? Quite frankly, I'm still a fan of the WWE, but Monday Night Raw for me can sometimes be unwatchable because it's too predictable for me. Like, I can know what's about to happen before it happens. And do you think that the creative team will loosen the reins on these guys and allow them to perform as the guys in the Attitude Era was allowed to perform? Or is there probably that the new crop is just not as good as the Attitude Era guys were? So as you're trained eye to the business, what do you feel is the problem with the new crop that we have, and why that Raw can also become very unwatchable, and SmackDown can become very unwatchable, depending on because of this just the same old thing over and over and over again. What's your feelings about that?
Well, I think that the bottom line of it is that the talents that are the brand new talents that have no track record or no long resume of experience are at a disadvantage in today's highly critical marketplace. A lot of information on social media. Fans have a lot more access to information, are a lot more critical. And then the guys that have been around, they need to be allowed to be themselves. The best performers are natural extensions of their real personality. So with that said, the guys that have experience, like I'll give you Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, those guys are all highly talented guys, but they've got to be allowed to become more of themselves, and that's a decision that the producers and the company's got to commit to. The other guys that are coming through the performance center that are brand new, they just haven't had enough minutes in the ring to figure out who the heck they are. And a lot of guys we used to hire. When I hired Stone Cold, he'd been in the business 7 years before he debuted in WWE. When I hired Mick Foley, I think he'd been in the business 7, 8, 9 years before he finally made it to the WWE. So you don't have that right now with these rookies. And the guys like Rollins and Cesaro and Owens, as I mentioned, they're not rookies. They had several years in the independent circuit before they got to World Wrestling Entertainment. And I think that, now they've got to find themselves in that world and adapt to that game plan and how they're being produced. It's like being an actor. Some directors are easy to work with and some are challenging. Some roles are a natural fit and some are a stretch. It's a craft that you learn over time, and it's a team effort. So, you're not going to see the same quality, the same type, is maybe a better word, of wrestling that we all fell in love with back when we were younger today. That business has moved on, and the business is changing. And hopefully these new guys can adapt and bring some of those elements of the old school back. But all we can do is stay tuned, as they say, in the television world.
Extremely interesting response there, and I'm curious to know, do you think the quality of that WWE roster and the shows would increase if they started to have a little bit of real competition from some of the promotions, as JR had mentioned earlier, that TNA, Ring of Honor, Global Force, as they used to have with that WCW, ECW during that Attitude Era?
Well, you're asking them the hypotheticals because it's not going to happen. They should be the biggest opposition or opponents that WWE has right now are the Nielsen ratings, the minute-by-minute ratings. And you can hang your hat on that hook too long, or you can not hang on it at all. But the Nielsen ratings is our competition. How are we doing against the other shows that are airing in our time slot? For anybody to think that Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, Global Force Wrestling, or TNA combined are going to make a pimple on the backside of WWE is being hallucinated. And I'm not a WWE apologist. I worked there 21 years, but I had 40 in the business. I'm just telling you the reality of it. There's one NFL. Ain't no other football league in America ever going to move the NFL out of the way. The NFL and the WWE are the same thing, different genres.
Hey, that's a great response to it. And folks, we are joined by Hall of Famer Jim Ross on the Bossman Show here with JR and John. And why you mentioned the NFL? You know what? I missed the XFL. That was a great league. That 1 year the XFL, I loved it. The Memphis Maniacs was my team. My dad would take me over from Atlanta to watch the Maniacs play at the Liberty Bowl. I must say, that was one of my favorite teams ever. I love He Hate Me. Did you enjoy that league? I know it was only for a year, but did you enjoy calling those games?
Well, I'm a big football fan. Still am. Always have been my whole life. So for me to be able to broadcast football on television was a big thrill, dream come true, one of those bucket list things for me. So, I had a blast and had a good time. I thought that if we had, at the end of the day, and hindsight's always 20/20, if we had concentrated on the football more than the showbiz, in other words, we put more time and effort in the steak than we did the sizzle, the league probably would have gotten a reprieve and had another year. But certainly the National Football League did not want the XFL to succeed. The guys that wrote about the NFL on a regular basis and had access to the NFL locker rooms were never kind to the XFL under any circumstances. And all we were trying to do was give football players that were exiled a chance to get back in the game and then maybe make it to the National Football League. That's all the XFL was going to be. Springtime football, good programming for NBC and for cable, and then maybe a few of our guys could make it to the next level. Tommy Maddox, a quarterback of the LA team, made it to the next level and became the starting quarterback for the Steelers for a while. He made it with Carolina. There are other guys, too, several other guys that made teams. But that's all we ever wanted. And if the NFL came in and plucked our best players and put them on a 53-man roster, then that was a win for the XFL. But the NFL didn't want the competition. And I find that to be it's so true. They'll deny it because they're bulletproof. They're like the mafia with a helmet and a pigskin on their arm. And I love the NFL. I've got the Sunday ticket. I'm a big fan. I consume a bunch of product. But that's you got to tell the truth. If you're going to, when you interview me, you're going to get the truth. And the truth is, if the National Football League didn't have time for the XFL, didn't want it to get a foothold, and they knew that Dick Ebersole and NBC had the stroke that if the XFL could find its heartbeat, that they were going to stick around. And they made sure that heartbeat didn't last but one season. And because everywhere you turned, the XFL was getting knocked by somebody that was covering for a living the National Football League. So I think it was a collusionary thing. It seemed as if it was, but I had a blast doing it. I have no regrets. I'm sorry that the company, WWE and NBC, lost so much money, but the idea and the concept was solid. As Vince McMahon said, we took a calculated risk, and on that particular risk, we lost. But it was a great experience for me personally, and I have no regrets about being involved in it at all.
Well, Jim, I can tell you, I still wear my XFL T-shirts that I have. I'm 28 now, but I can still wear my XFL T-shirts I had back in the day. I still have my Maniac shirt. I still have those things, and I still wear them because I was proud of that league. I have a football from the XFL that my dad bought for me, so I love that league. I used to watch it every week, all 4 games. I enjoyed it. I missed it. It was great. I also love another league. The Atlanta Football League is another league I love. The Georgia Force in Atlanta, Nashville Cats. So I'm a football junkie, as you are as well. And I must ask you, being in Oklahoma, are you a Cowboys fan in the NFL, or are you a Texans fan, or you like somebody else?
I have always. I'm not a fan of any one specific team. I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan until the day I die. Sooner born and sooner bred. When I die, I'll be sooner dead. And I am a fan of the team that the young men that played at Oklahoma are playing on. And if they happen to play against each other on Sunday, I just sit back and watch like an uncle. Whereas nephews are playing on 2 different teams. But I really don't cheer for any team. Now, when Barry Switzer was the coach of the Cowboys, I became a quasi-Cowboy fan while Coach Switzer was there because he was a former coach at OU. But right now, I watch that's what makes it interesting. There's so many Oklahoma players in the league that I can watch just about any game and find one of my Sooners on that team, and it makes the game more interesting for me. So I don't follow a team, but I follow the league, and I follow my Sooners that are in the league.
Well, let's talk about the Sooners a little bit. The football season's coming up. Based on what you've been seeing and hearing, what are you expecting from Bob Stoops and his guys this season?
Well, it's probably more unanswered questions this year for this team than any year we've had in a long time. It starts with the quarterback, just like any team does, no matter what the league. It always starts with the quarterback. Oklahoma says they have 3 young men that are competing for the job. So, and without coach speak or whatever, that tells me that they've got 3 guys that are looking to be the starting quarterback. And the old football adage is, if you got 2, you don't have any. If you got 3, you don't have any. So we got to find one of those guys that've got to separate themselves from the pack and become the trigger man on that team. So first issue, point of business, is finding a quarterback that can run the offense that the new 31-year-old offensive coordinator is going to put in. And but I think last year we were close in some games. It was an 8-5 year, 8 wins. Oklahoma is unacceptable. The coach will tell you that himself. So they're motivated to rectify their wrongs last year, because, like I said, some schools will not be happy to win 8 and go to a bowl game. Not here at Oklahoma University. We play for national championships and Big 12 titles. Anything short of that is a disappointment. So I don't know what kind of year we're going to have. Our schedule is very unfavorable. We have a lot of question marks. We have 3 new coaches. We don't have a quarterback established. There's so many unanswered questions. And the second game of the year, we traveled to Tennessee to play the Volunteers. They're getting better. That's a big game for them. It's already sold out. Well over 100,000 fans. So we'll find out early what this team's got in their jockstrap.
Now, Jim, I'll be at the Tennessee-Oklahoma game. Will you be coming to Knoxville for that game?
I'm actually doing my one-man show in Knoxville, ringside with Jim Ross, on Thursday night, the 10th of September, at a venue called the International. So I'll be in Knoxville all week. I'm doing my show on Thursday night, the 10th of September, my one-man show, and then I'm also doing it on the Wednesday, August 19th, in Washington, D.C. at the Improv. I'm doing it on Saturday night, August 22nd at the Gramercy Theater in New York City. I'm doing it on September the 10th, as I mentioned, in Knoxville, and Sunday afternoon, September the 20th, in Houston. So I'm doing several of my one-man shows, telling stories, doing Q&As, meet and greets. It's a nice night, affordable entertainment, and I have a blast interacting with the fans. So to answer your question, yeah, you bet I'll be in Knoxville. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I definitely got
the game.
I definitely have to come see you.
And my show as well. So
I gotta come see you, Mr. Waller. I gotta come meet you in person. It's only a 3-hour drive for me from anywhere I go, whether I'm in Atlanta or Nashville. Not too far of a drive away to go to Knoxville. So I'm gonna have to catch you while you're in Knoxville, no doubt. And I have to ask you another question about the Big 12. When are they going to go to actually having 12 teams? Because it seems to me that Texas is not letting the league get 2 more teams. Because they have a championship game and get a college football playoff bid if they had actually 12 teams and not 10 teams in the Big 12. So I just want to get your opinion about that. And what 2 teams they could poach to get 12 teams in the league and get the league a league championship game like they used to have in Kansas City when they used to have it rotating from there.
No, I don't know. There's some precedents in the league that want it to expand to 12. There's some presidents that don't. They like splitting their TV money 10 ways instead of 12 ways, all that good stuff. I'd like to see them have 2 more teams myself and have a championship game. I think that'd be good for the game of football. But, boy, I don't know what other 2 teams you get that are available that would be a good fit for this league. We've got West Virginia in the league, and as much as I appreciate the Mountaineers, geography tells me that makes no sense at all, because you can't get there from here type deal. West Virginia is a long way away. It's hard to get to Morgantown. I've been out there. I enjoy the atmosphere. They got an exciting team and a real good coach. But here's the deal. Football pays the bills in virtually every major university's athletic program, no matter the sport. They pay all the bills, or the majority of the bills. Some football programs donate money back to the school, whether it be for libraries or new classrooms or whatever. Football is the cash cow. Football is the Mac Daddy. So you got to keep the goose that lays the golden egg healthy. I say what's going to happen is there's going to be 4 leagues. They're going to have 16 teams each. That's 64 teams. And that the television networks are going to be in cahoots with the presidents and to a little bit lesser degree the athletic directors, and they're going to go where they're going to follow the money. Anybody that tells you that college football ain't about the money is a lying or is misinformed. When somebody says it's not about the money, but they're trying to tell you it's all about the money. You got to keep that goose that laid the golden eggs healthy, financially secure. I see 2 16-team leagues, the 8 teams in each division. The winners of each division will play in the conference championship game. That's money. They'll make it to the Final Four, and that's more money. Then they'll play in the championship game. That's more money. And I think that the leagues are going to be decided with a great deal of input from the television programmers that will be paying the billions of dollars to get the rights to these games. And for any of us to think that in our lifetime that some of the major games in college football won't go to pay-per-view, we're being naive. So I don't know what's going to happen in the Big 12, but I think overall in college football, we're going to see major changes within the next decade.
All right, Mr. Ross, I got 2 more questions coming down the home stretch here, and they're both getting down to the nitty-gritty. Okay, the first one is about your career and one of the most proud moments that you've had within the wrestling business. Proud moment, enjoyable moment. What sticks out to you in your career in wrestling?
Well, I grew up as an only child on a poor farm, eastern Oklahoma, 160-acre farm, and only child. We didn't have cable TV, didn't have video games, any of that stuff. So for me, being a chubby kid with a southern accent, the fact that I got stricken with Bell's palsy, which is facial paralysis, on 3 different occasions, but to find myself still being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame on that night in 2007 in Detroit was probably my proudest moment. It's like asking me, what's your favorite match? Well, that would be akin to asking me, who's your favorite child? I can't answer that question because there's so many great matches I've been privileged to call. But for me personally and selfishly, the most significant milestone was being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame because I'm not supposed to be there. I'm part Cherokee Indian, Native American. My origins was a biracial family with the Native Americans, and they were not accepted. I understand racism. I understand a lot of things that because my great-grandfather was exiled for it because he married a Cherokee lady. And so I came a long way. I got very lucky and got very blessed. So going to the Hall of Fame was my moment, and I'm very proud of that opportunity. And people with southern accents are not supposed to be global television people. And I've got a very loyal audience and a fan base that follow me on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff, which I love. And when I do my one-man shows, I get the crowds have been very, very good because people respect my work, and I was the voice a lot of them grew up with. So for that, I'm very thankful.
Well, the Hall of Fame induction is a fantastic accomplishment, and we congratulate you on that, Mr. Ross. Now, the big question that I have for you as a fellow barbecue connoisseur, sir, what do you feel the essential elements to having that perfect barbecue? What type of meat, what type of sauce are you looking for when you go out to prep some barbecue or even just to sample some barbecue? For me, it's brisket, it's some brisket or it's some dry rub, country style ribs.
Well, I think that whatever your preference is, the one thing you got to have is patience. You got to have time. You got to be patient with how you need to. I like to dry. I have a dry rub sauce that we make. It's a sauce. It's a dry rub, all-purpose seasoning. I'll season my product whatever it's going to be, and try to season it overnight. I think being able to season and let something set overnight is one of the secrets to great barbecuing, great smoking. And then being able to do it on low and go low and slow low meaning in the 200-degree range, maybe a little less, a little more, depending on, your preference or how your smoker is working. But patience is a big deal. The worst barbecue I ever had was good. So I'm a barbecue freak. I love it. I just had barbecue today, a smoked meat at Billy Sims Barbecue in Norman, and I had smoked turkey and smoked chicken because I'm trying to watch what I'm eating. And if it's good barbecue and you're using good wood, especially a fruit wood like or flavored wood, pecan, apple, pear, hickory, mesquite, and not just oak, but you're using something that's got a little flavor, that wood has a whole heck of a lot to do with it as well. So a simple, good, dry rub overnight, then low and slow on something that's got some wood in it that's got some flavor, and it's hard to screw that up. The only way you can do it is get impatient and turn the heat up, make it cook hotter, and try to save time. If you're all about cooking hotter and saving time, then you don't need to be barbecuing and smoking because it's not going to be good and you're not going to want to do it. So that's my advice to anybody that's wanting to be a smoker, smoking meat and have a real good barbecue. And what you said about the brisket, you don't get an argument from me. I love brisket and I love ribs. The mark of a great barbecue place. If you go to a barbecue place, there are two things that you always got to look for. How good are the ribs and how good are the sides? If one of them's done half-assed, then you ain't the right spot. Ribs and sides will tell you how good overall the barbecue place is.
Yes, indeed. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, you're just going through the motions on the sides, and they took shortcuts, and then they're going to go through the motions on something else. So, but patience, high-quality meat, cleanliness, and a wood that's good, got good flavor, and you're on your way to the promised land.
I tell you what, Jim, when I'm in Memphis, I rack up in Memphis on the barbecue. I can't get it like I wanted to get in Atlanta and in Nashville, but when I'm in Memphis, I get me some good barbecue always. I'm going to tell you, this is one restaurant in Nashville. I won't name the place, but it was the only restaurant I've ever had some barbecue where I was like, this sickens me. It has a great appearance, great ambiance, but the barbecue was piss poor fail. Let's put it like that. And I should have walked out.
I had some barbecue in Nashville downtown near the Opry called at Jack's Barbecue. I thought was pretty good. And then I was in Memphis not too long ago, and I thought the best barbecue I had in Memphis was Central Barbecue. And I went to all the famous places. One of them I won't mention because it wouldn't be fair. They may have had a bad night, but it was the first barbecue restaurant I ever went to. I sent it back. I wouldn't eat it. But they put so much dry rub on it. They dry rub. You can't dry rub and let it set overnight, and then cook it, and then take it off your smoker, and then dry rub it again. You're that's not working. That don't work. You got too much, and so you're all now I'm tasting as a dry rub, and you're killing the meat. So you don't want. I'd rather taste the meat than all the sauces and all the other stuff. But I like our sauce that I make is a very rich, thick, non-vinegary, sweet sauce, and a hot one. That's my mom's recipe, and then I make a hot version of that. It's same basic, thickness and richness, but it's just got a little bit more of a bite to it. But I'm not big on the vinegar sauce or the vinegar taste because to me, it overrides the meat, and I want to taste the meat and not the sauce.
I hear that. I'm gonna tell you, if you're ever in Atlanta, if you're down here in Atlanta, where the show's based out of, I'm tell you, go to Hottie Hogs Barbecue. That's one of our sponsors. It's some of the best barbecue in Georgia. The guy's from Texas. He does a great job. His name is Kyle Vaughn. He does a great job. And you tell him I sent you, and he'll hook you up real nice. He's an A&M fan. That might, Oklahoma A&M fan may cause a little riff a little bit. Might get a little business about it.
It's all right. That ain't no problem.
But I'll tell you what.
I'll try. Next time I'm in Atlanta, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That barbecue's good, man. The dry rub wings. He has some curry wings as well. He does a great job. The establishment is real nice. Northwest Atlanta off Bolton Road, right there by the river off 285. You can't miss it. It's a great spot. I love to go there and eat. I probably shouldn't eat as much as I do, but I do eat there 3 or 4 times a week when I'm in town. So I tell you what, this has been a great time with you, Mr. Ross. I'll tell you, John and I have been fans of you since we were kids. I'm telling you that. I'm 28. John is in his mid-30s. We've been watching you for years, and we're all fans. And the opportunity to talk to you on our show today is like a blessing. It's like we definitely loved you as a kid and love you as an adult. We just love what you do.
Well, appreciate you guys, and encourage your listeners to follow me on Twitter at JRSBBQ.
Indeed, folks. That was a blessing, guys. Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross on the Bossman Show.
All your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today, True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind ENT. Believe in it, get it.